God said to Abraham, kill me a son. Abe said, man, you must be putting me on. God said, no. Abe said, what? God said, you can do what you want, Abe, but the next time you see me coming, you better run. Well, Abe said, where you want this killing done? God said, out on Highway 61. Hello. Hello, Lovejoy. And my sister. And Banana. Right on time as usual. Agent Orange says, who stepped on the cat? Not sure. Hey, Ross, what's going on? Woo! R Hill with us again. Evening, R Hill. How you doing? What's everybody up to? Rip cat. You guys better take it easy or I'll go walk my cat named Dog. Jimbo321 says, looking forward to the Toolbox Charger engine build. I just spat on my computer. That's messed up. Yeah, me too. I think it's going to be pretty good. I think we are going to get a set of pistons. I was talking to the owner of the car and he said, well, let's just get a set of pistons. I don't think he's afraid to spend money. Depending on what the heads look like, I might steer him towards those 440 source heads, but we'll see. Either way, it's not going to be a high buck deal other than that. Hello, Dan. How you doing there? Iron Mike is here and says, funny, I was watching one of your videos when I got your notice. Nice. Was it the Fury video? Because everyone's watching the Fury video. In fact, hold on. Okay, fine. That's fine. I don't care about that. As of now, it's got 5,000 views, which is the most views on a video I think I've ever gotten in a day. But it's certainly the most I've ever gotten on the first day. And that sucks because I'm probably going to hear about that for the rest of my life, how his car is more popular than any of mine. Anyway. Jorge Hernandez is with us. Hello, Jorge. How you doing? Woo! Yeah, I know what Lovejoy's doing. Driving. Probably flipping F-150s on the roofs. That sort of thing. Dead Dodge Mom in the house. Hi, Mom. I'm on the internet again. What up, Gen 3 Duck? Dave bought a CUDA. It's got a 5.7 Hemi with dual quads and a shaker, which is just like, it's also a really nice car. I don't know what's going on with the... Oh, that's reflecting off the piano. The Rhodes electric piano. There's nothing I could do about that. Agent Orange says, the Fury rocks. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people seem to think that. It's getting more views than anything. So that's pretty cool. My brother's had that car for quite some time. It was actually kind of sort of given to both of us, but I had my Charger at the time and I didn't need another project and he didn't have a B-body. So here you go, your B-body. And he's done quite a bit to it since then. Obviously nothing with the body. Mike Wilkerson is here with us and says, hello, I'm new to your channel. Hello, Mike. Thanks for being here with us. Hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon or evening or, whatever time it is based on where you're at. Jorge Hernandez wants to know, hey, what happened to the 1955 Dodge truck? That was my friend Josh's, one of several projects that he brought to the channel. And he actually sold that truck. I think he picked it up and delivered it out of my yard to the guy that bought it. We got it running and driving. I assume you've probably seen both videos. The first one where it just kind of said no, and then the second one where fresh gas and it fired right up. It was a cool truck. It needed a lot. It had no brakes, no glass. Bed was just like attached with nothing, a couple bungee cords, I think. So yeah, huge project. But anyway, it went to a guy in, I want to say, Centralia, Chehalis area. My sister says she's dying of some sort of cold. Yay! Everybody's doing it. Fritz Caddy is here with us. Hello, Fritz. How you doing? Ross says, I spent the afternoon learning Honda generator diagnostics. I've never had to do that, and I hope not to. We got very rich, not afraid to spend money types that still bitch. No idea. Sounds like a lyric. Our Hill says, oh, I'm also more commonly known as Bob. I just chose that name for my channel because there are a lot of Bobs. Indeed. In fact, I can think of at least a couple other Bobs that don't go by Bob. Okay. I'll try and remember that. Our Hill Bob. Our Hill Bob. See what I could do. Iron Mike. Oh, the 71 Demon going to the track. Yeah, cool. Very nice. Well, kind of, except I didn't do very well, and everyone in the comments basically said I was a coward. But that's okay. Excuse me. It's going to go back to the track this year. And I don't know if this is actually going to happen, but okay, there we go. Less horrible reflections. I have a plan for a drivetrain swap in the Demon because the 340, as we learned at the track, leaked oil. It's got a bad freeze plug. It leaks oil from multiple places, and it has an intermittent tick, which is also in that video. So I'm going to pull the 340 out with the tired 4-speed that's in it, which very much needs a second gear. And I'm going to put the 360 that I built with all the goodies I can throw at it and the good 4-speed in the Demon so I can get back to the racetrack this year. Because I made the calculation that there's no way I'll get the 340 gone through, resealed, and back into the car in time. And there's no way I'll have the floors patched, center hump fixed, suspension done, drivetrain assembled, wiring fixed in the CUDA. That's just not going to happen. So not in time to go racing this year. At least I don't think so. So I'm going to drop that drivetrain in the Demon and go back and see if I can put down a respectable time. I actually have a racing helmet now too, which is good because I'm hoping to be fast enough to need it. Bananer says, that was a sweet Plymouth Fury. Funny, I was rewatching that horrendous Mecum 68 Charger RT video. Wow. You know what's funny? Tom sent me a link yesterday. And he said, here's the one for your next awful auction car. And I looked at it. It was an RT that sold for 60 grand on Bring a Trailer. And you could see it had a not very good restoration. It wasn't blacked out behind the grill. There was cracked Bondo. Like, yeah, it wasn't that great, but it was a running and driving RT. And unfortunately, I think for 60, probably wasn't that far off. So to me, it's just not worth the video. Mike Wilkerson identifies as a 67 Plymouth GTX with a 426 Hemi. Well, good for you. That's awesome. I was trying to figure out what's in your little picture there. Kind of looks like some kind of music gear or something, but I'm not sure. Joey Grundy says, Tractor Man, Wisconsin. Lovejoy says, that F-150 is too nice to flip. All right. I'll take your word. Still an F-150. John Even, I'm assuming, or perhaps it's Evan, says, turn the sun off. I'll see what I can do. Oh, no. My mama sold the Family Fury for $100, and they're going to hell. Just a minute ago, I don't know if it was you. Actually, it wasn't a minute ago. And I've gotten a lot of comments today, but I got a really good one. Oh, how did I miss that? I missed a lot of comments on that video. There's a lot going on. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, maybe I can find it. Yeah, there have been a lot of good comments. One of them was, wondered where all the good Mopars have gone, or the old Mopars have gone. Now I know. Yeah, they're at my place. Said that on video before. Oh, man. I don't know if I can find it. Oh, it was you. It was you. Okay, yeah. My mom's going in the cheap nursing home for selling the Fury. That's a good one. Oh, yeah. I laughed for real. I had a really good comment also from Wiggy. Let's see if I can find it. I like this. It belongs on a shirt. As you go through life, dang it, come on. Remember one thing. Any one thing. Good times. Yeah, $100. Different times back then, John. Way different times. Dave says, now project vinyl roof time. In the groove since we recently did the Dart one. Yeah, right. So you got that one on lock. Man, the one on that yellow car I filmed didn't really turn out the best. It had like wrinkles down at the bottom. I think they mostly got fixed, but anyway, hopefully you can do a good job there. Yeah, it's not for me. I was trying to decide if I should black out the roof on that Duster so it looks like the original black vinyl top. But I like the green, so yeah, I probably won't do that. Stacy says, spent the weekend in the mountains with some friends. Sounds amazing. Immediately caught up on the 2 videos when I got home. Was not disappointed. Fantastic. Well, all right. Yesterday was my anniversary. That's right. April Fool's Day. My wife and I, 6 years ago, drove to Reno and got married. Not by Fat Elvis, but that's fine. There is actually a video about our wedding that I filmed, I think, 2 weeks into doing YouTube. And I think it still has under 40 views, which is amazing. We were talking last week about how all my videos seem to get around 1,000 and then some do better. But most of them seem to get 1,000 to 1,500, within a couple days. It's pretty standard for me. That video still has under 50. I'm sure of it. Anyway, yeah. So yesterday was our anniversary. I didn't put a video out. We actually were going to leave town, but that didn't quite work out. So we just kind of stayed around here and did some home improvement type stuff. Agent Orange says, I like the Fury because it's something to start with, which is more than I have. Runs and drives. What more could you ask for? No, it's a really cool car. I like it. I was kind of shocked and amazed by the people in the comments saying, you're sure ripping your brother a new one. You're not being very nice. Well, first off, that's what brothers are for. And second off, I'm going to show more of his cars on video. I've shown 2 so far, and there are recurring themes that'll keep coming up. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not saying anything that wasn't deserved. That thing is going to get a repower at some point in the future. It'll get some kind of engine that doesn't smoke so horribly bad, and we'll just see what it is. Depending on which way he goes, people may not like it anymore. So we'll see. John says, I got a pretty much killed vinyl roof. I don't know what to do with. Yeah. Find an upholsterer that still does them. And good luck. All praises here, who says, checking in. Love the video on building a low-budget big block and irritating Mopar purists. Keep up the good work. I think a lot of people get it. A lot of people know what I'm doing. A lot of people understand my program. And some people don't. And people that don't, well, there's really no explaining it to them. But I have to say, the thrust of that video wasn't actually really to do with that engine. It was to do with comments I got from one individual on the 451 stroker build video. And it's because I didn't say anything about pin fit. And the thing is, what I did say was, the pins feel good, so I'm going to send it. And I was informed in no uncertain terms that I need to measure them precisely, and I'm a complete moron. I'm giving people bad information. I need to stop making videos and go back to school. And he may well be right. I'm not doing things the right way. How many times have I said that? A lot. Anyway, yeah, Mopar purists, Same thing. I love a stock correct car as much as the next guy, but they don't all need to be that. So anyway, Agent Orange says Bob here too. Nice. So many Bobs. A lot of Jamies in the Mopar world too. A lot of Jamies. I only learned that recently. Stan Nelson says, make the world better and play us something. Well, I did play Bob Dylan at the beginning. Does anyone remember the lyrics for Rumble? I can never remember them for some reason. Greg Loy says, I'm glad you're on YouTube. Thank you, Greg. Happy to be here. I'm about to hit 8,000 subscribers, which frankly is more than I really ever thought I'd get. So I've worked myself into a pretty cool position. I'm very happy with that, and I'm not going anywhere. So thanks for watching and hanging out. As always, I appreciate you. Stage Zero Garage is here with us again. Hello. Sorry, love the Fury as well. Looking forward to see more of what he dropped off. He lives here. So yeah, after I filmed that video and before I released it, he went and swapped that out for his 67 Valiant two-door sedan post car. And I've shown that car on video a couple times too, just quick little snippets. So I will, of course, be doing a feature on that. It's got a 360 roller cam engine with Magnum heads, 4-speed overdrive. It also has disc brakes, nice suspension pieces, subframe connectors. Excuse me. But the body still looks exactly like it did when he got it after it was dragged out of a llama barn. So yeah, that's a neat car too. He's got an interesting collection. Mike Wilkerson says, I did make the purchase of a lifetime. 1967 Plymouth Satellite with a 440. Body has some cancer, but not to where I need to purchase aftermarket panels. Engine needs gone through, but for $2,500, I'm not mad. That's awesome. I sold our 67 Belvedere with a 383 for $3,500, I think, to my friend Dave. Turned out the 383 had a hole in a piston. I had no idea. Seriously, I had no idea. And it had a quarter panel attached poorly early in its life, so it also needed some work, but it was a driving car. So yeah, for $2,500, that sounds like a sweet deal, my friend. I like those cars. My wife does too. We kind of prefer the Dodge just because of the character line, you know. The Plymouth is just plain, and there's a lot to be said for that too. But yeah, that era B body, 66 and 7, big fan. Ross wants to know, did you see the Uncle Tony match race? Yes, I did, and I liked it. And I'm hoping that the critics shut the hell up. It was cool. I liked it. I can't lie. I was watching it in the car, actually, as I was going down to get cat litter or something. And I just barely out of the corner of my eye, I was mostly listening to him talk trash and stuff. It's pretty fun. Just out of the corner of my eye, I saw him get into the shadow at the end of the track first, and I was very excited. It was pretty cool. Dan says, watch the tear down on the not Little Red Express truck. Ouch. Yeah. Obviously, I had no idea. And obviously, the truck drove 2,000 miles with no issue. In fact, more. So I still feel bad, but it's like, that was surprising. You know, I've had theories for quite some time that engine was weak, you know, a little tired. And I said as much. But I wasn't expecting that. That was nuts. Noah is here and says, hello. I loved your brother's Fury video. It's the definition of hot rod. Yeah, it's cool. It needs better engine. That's what it needs. But it has a lot of good stuff. I don't understand why he won't wash it. It does finally have a nice seat. That's cool. Way better than the first 2 sets of seats that were in it. That's actually surprising for him, is having a seat with a seat cover on it. But it is like, it's been redone and it's all frumpy and not very nice. So I guess it still fits. Jason says, today was spent with the boys unwrapping everything put away for the winter. Nice. Get the other 79 out and the Polari. Aspen? Whatever. It doesn't matter. Oh, Mike Wilkerson says pedal steel guitar. Okay, cool. Yep, that makes sense. Very nice. I've never played a pedal steel. I do play slide. I don't know where my slide is right now, but plastic bottle doesn't work very well. Anyway, yeah. Oh, $100 in 2007. That hurts. Avon is here. Hello, Avon. Thanks for joining us. I can only assume you still don't have a hat. Banana says, I got to drive a 70 CUDA this weekend. It was absolutely terrifying. Even as an automatic, it smacked me back into the seat. I got out and backed away slowly. Nice. I haven't driven any e-bodies since the blue car. Or the Challenger, whichever one of those I did last. Anyway, but I did this last week drive a 65 Barracuda. I've mentioned it before. It's a project that will be coming to the channel. It has a gnarly built 360 with a Magnum type head, sniper fuel injection, a 5-speed TKO transmission, TKX. It's cool. And I expected it would be quick, but what I didn't expect was I would just blip the throttle once in first gear, just moving it. I just took it out to the street to turn it around and I thought, hey, let's see what it does. And it does a lot. And it instantly made me wonder, what the hell is wrong with my Demon? It's nothing like this, and it really should be. But anyway, that was cool. And again, you'll see that on the channel. That's my new friend Mitchell's car. It's very cool. I love it. Also, in case anyone's keeping track at home, right now on the property, there are 7 A-bodies, and that includes a 64 Barracuda, a 65 Barracuda, a 66 Barracuda, and a 67 Barracuda. So we got cool stuff going on over here. Oh, Banana says 383, but still a mean car. 383s can do cool stuff. Oh, just wondering, did you happen to change the push rods and lifters on the step side? No, I did not. I really didn't do anything major to that car. I timed it. I tuned the carb, that truck, excuse me. I made it like idle nice and run right and go down the road. I changed little things, collected pieces, ruined it by removing the nice bumper. But I didn't do anything major to it. Just little stuff. Agent Orange says to Mike Wilkerson that that's a nice score. AMD should have the sheet metal for that. You're not getting anything like that for $2,500 in Wisconsin. Probably not in Washington either. Kind of hard to find. Yeah, Bob says, that's what brothers are for? Yep, I'm the oldest of 5. Wow. Well, I've got an older sister. She's in the comments. She says, there are a few Jamies, really, but a lot of Jims. And I have 2 younger brothers. My brother Colin is a car guy. He's the one with interesting taste in paint jobs. And then our younger brother, Alex, he's 9 years younger than me. He is not a car guy at all. He did own the 72 Satellite sedan that I featured on the channel once for a while, but eventually he figured out that that wasn't for him. So, yeah. He doesn't get as much ribbing. But again, we don't really do car stuff together, so. John says, I measure out fucking everything, but we're building stuff for everything. On my stuff, I have my precision hammer. There you go. Okay, yeah. I mean, okay. Okay, here we go. We measure out everything, building engines for others, but I'm a machinist. I ain't measuring any things at home. I use my precision hammer. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. I built engines professionally for a while, but I did not do the machining. Never did. I shopped that out to a machine shop, and I would kind of glance at their work. I did buy precision measuring equipment. But to be honest with you, I just wasn't any good at using it. And at some point I just went, this isn't worth it. And you can tell when you put a crank in if your bearings are dragging or if they're not. There's going to be a sign if something is obviously very, very wrong. I do check every crank for end play, for what's the word I'm thinking of? Thrust. I do that because I know that can go badly. And that has saved me at least once. But, I'm more of an if it feels good, it is good kind of guy. I know clean things and, and check things, give everything a good look over. But I'm not a machinist. I'm not. And I'll be the first one to admit that. I'm more of a precision hammer kind of guy myself. Dust Devil Garage, the other DDG, is here and says, what up, Superior DDG? I'm not claiming that. That's just what he said. Good to see you. Good to have you here. Fritz Caddy says, Link Ray with Robert Gordon bullshit. Fabulousness. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Link Ray fan. I really want to cover... let's see. I saw fire and brimstone coming down on my head. I don't have that note today. I want to cover that one. That's a good one. That whole album's pretty good. Also, Fallen Rain. Really, really good. I love Link Ray. Still don't know about Robert Gordon. Probably yet another one to add to my list with Roy Buchanan. Mechanics is back with us again and says, good evening, everyone. Good evening. How you doing? Yeah, Agent Orange says Tony got him big time at the start. Yes, he did. Oh, yeah. And again, I was driving, so I wasn't really watching it that time. From the back shot, you could kind of tell he was ahead, but it's hard to tell from that perspective. Then from the side shot, he just jumped him. I mean, the car almost came off the ground. It lifted hardcore. I don't think he actually, got daylight under the tire, but it lifted and just went. And that was awesome. Yeah. Bob says, I'm kind of surprised you don't have more subs. A lot of car guys have super irritating production values added with over-the-top loud music. I want to hear the cars. Have you noticed that the music in my videos is really quiet? That's by design. I like my production values. I do have some. My style is relatively simplistic, straightforward. If I can't do it with my iPhone and one GoPro, I'm not going to do it. I do want a drone eventually, but that's a different story entirely. My style is what it is. I have been trying to do a good job of editing and that sort of thing lately. And I've been playing with different stuff. In fact, I don't know if you guys have noticed, the intro changed. I did, I think, 4 versions of the long form intro. And then I was looking at my analytic data one day and I realized everyone is skipping the intro. So I shortened it. And then at this point, I just kind of took it out completely. I'm going to play with that a little bit. I'll probably go back to having like a short intro, but I'm not going to do the long one anymore. I like it, but these aren't, half-hour long feature videos usually. So they're probably not deserving of an intro anyway. But anyway, as far as having more subs, I'm getting there. My rate of added subs had slowed since November with that Meekum video. That kind of became my hot time. I was adding 1,000 subs a month for a while there. And that slowed down significantly, but it's back up to 750 or 800. And I've had a couple good videos recently. So yeah, we're getting there. I think it's going to happen. The channel is definitely growing. So we'll see where it goes. Again, it's really not what I anticipated. I knew I had something to bring to the table, and I'm still honing my craft. But I think I'm making good stuff, so I'm glad you agree. And I will say, intentionally, I do not want to be like any other channel. I hope that's clear. John says, I found you by looking up stuff on Magnum and LA compatibility. Awesome. I'm planning to do more on that. I've been planning to do a Magnum swap for video for a long time. Still haven't gotten to that. That's been over a year. Still haven't done it. But I am going to do a Magnum rewire and at least show off how to do that in a swap vehicle, because I have one here that I need to fix. And I currently have a 318 LA, like 6 of them actually, a 318 Magnum, and a 318 Poly. And so I'm going to do a video on all the 318s and show off the differences. I did the one on the Magnum and LA comparison, but I think I could do it better. Avon says, I do remain hatless. The broken key is just sitting there in the box taunting me. That's unfortunate. Brent Forte wants to know, what did your brother do to the Hillside Hemi Duster? I don't know. You saw me do a burnout with it. It was fine. I drove it up and down the road, kind of ripped it a little bit. It was fine. He got in it and tried to do a burnout. It wouldn't do a burnout. It barely drove away. And down the road, he like dug into it again, and it just douched the road with transmission fluid. He came back and said, well, I want to do a burnout. I think you need to check the transmission. It's not shifting right. He pulled in. You saw in the Fury video, the fluid just everywhere, dude, everywhere. Then I got in it after I was done filming the Fury video, and it did a burnout again. So I don't know what he did. I was thinking maybe the shifter was between gears or something, or, he doesn't really know how automatics work. So, yeah. Anyway, transmissions probably in the future on that car, which is unfortunate. But my plan with it, I think, has changed, partially influenced by the appeal that it seems to have with the larger viewership. That video is currently sitting at, hold on. This is amazing. I'm shocked. It's a late model Duster. Who cares about those? Oh, come on. It doesn't want to load now. Why you gotta be like that? Anyway, I think it's like 12 or 13,000 views. Like, it seems to be a popular car. Wow, 5,400 now. 400 additional views on the Fury video just in the time we've been here. 13.3. Yeah, 13,000 views. Anyway, people seem to like the Duster too. So I think I'm going to keep it, at least for a while. And I think I'm going to do what I wanted to do to the Volare, to the Duster. Now, the only downside, of course, is not only is it an automatic, but the automatic might also be bad. And unlike the Volare, the Duster has power steering and power brakes, which I don't really want. So I may have to change things around a little bit. But yeah, that car's grown on me. Driving by it every day, I've just been going, man, that's pretty sweet. And the viewers agree. So anyway, that's what happened there. Noah says, I'm tired of not being musically inclined. I want to buy an acoustic guitar and casually start learning. Any tips to a beginner? Yeah. Here's how I started. You pretty much can't do worse than that. Someone told me about power chords. That helped. And then I learned one scale, the blues pentatonic scale. And I really took that and ran with it. So you can do a lot with a little. There are beginner videos out there. I'm not really much of a teacher, but at least when it comes to that. Decide that you want to do it and then do it. Dedicate some time to it. Practice. And find some music that you like that you might actually be able to play. That was a big help for me, actually, because I was a huge Black Sabbath and Nirvana fan. I just took to learning all their stuff, and that helped me kind of figure out my way around the neck. So, yeah. Also, chord charts, very helpful. You're going to need some chords probably. But yeah, a lot of what I learned, again, I'd pick a song I wanted to learn and I'd look up the tabs. The tabs, unlike reading music, you don't have to know anything. They just tell you where to put your fingers. So there's a lot to be learned there. But practice. That's it. Jorge says, I recently purchased a 1955 Dodge truck with a V8. Nice. Not the 55 and a half. It has a 241, if my memory serves me right. When it comes to the engine, if I need replacement parts, are they accessible? And if so, where? I'm assuming that's a 241 Red Ram Poly engine. Parts exist. Where? I don't know. You're going to have a lot harder time finding things for that than for like an LA engine for sure. I don't know. Hopefully you don't need parts. Let's see. There are places dedicated to poly parts, but I think it's mostly the later stuff. Oh, here you go. Gasket set, 55 to 60 Plymouth and Dodge Poly on eBay, $227. Seals are out there. I mean, I think bearings and stuff are still available. Let's see. 241 Hemi or Poly main bearing set. Yeah, stuff's out there, but you know, there are actually a lot of different places that have stuff, but you're just gonna have to look around online, find a dealer you trust. So yeah, the good thing with that series engine is it does share everything essentially in the bottom end with the Hemi, other than the piston. So, oh, there you go. Yep. Dan says Gen 1 Hemi stuff is out there. May more depend on where you are, but eBay works everywhere. So yeah, but I'm guessing it's a 241 Poly. Could be a Hemi. I mean, that would be way cooler. But again, other than the piston design, it's the same bottom end, same short block. So parts are available. Brent Forte says, Sleeper Dude got a 65 Dart, slant 6.3 on the tree, and it runs for $500. What a deal, man. Wow. Yeah. I paid $300 for that 78 Volare, and it ran easily. I traded a set of disc brakes and like $220 for that Duster. Amazing deal. Those deals are out there. I'm not going to say they're easy to find, but I keep finding them. Ross says the cat lives. Maybe. Stacy says, I wish I'd grown up with a brother. I have 3 sisters that I blame for my love of musicals, I'm assuming. Got a funny look from the wife the other day when she walked into the house and I was watching Oklahoma. That's funny. Yeah. Yeah. At some times, my brother and I got along really, really well. Again, my younger brother's 9 years younger than me. So, and I actually kind of feel bad about this because there's such a big gap in age between us. We never really had a time where we shared a ton of interests or we were really able to do things together. My other brother is 2.5 years younger than me. And, you know, we looked like twins for a long time. We were about the same size. But, yeah, we got along really well at times. And sometimes, well, we gave each other bloody noses and that sort of thing. So it is what it is. John says, we've had a lot of brand new parts coming wrong. It's to the point we're just resurfacing every single head we get. O-rings too, but we're mostly diesel. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, 6.0 needs all the help it can get. Yes, it does. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about those. Dan says Dick Dale and Link Ray are great. Seen Dick Dale a bunch of times. I haven't, but no, that's not right. Yeah, it is. Whatever. That's neither here nor there. John says, just get subscribers at gunpoint. All right. I'm ready. Black powder cap gun. This is actually the only gun I have ever shot in my life. Let's go, man. Mechanic says, I have several intros. I like my latest the best. I loved my intro, and I kept tweaking it, and the hardcore people liked it. But yeah, the analytics data that showed me everyone was skipping it. In fact, people were just tuning out completely if they stumbled across one of my videos through a suggestion and then the intro rolled. So in the interest of gaining more subscribers without using a firearm, I think I'm not going to use it so much. Excuse me. Jorge wants to know, were you able to get the starter issue figured out on the 36? That video was awesome. I sent it to my dad, and he was drooling over the cars on your property. Now, for the record, that property isn't mine. That's Tom's. And no. Yes, but also no. That car was sold. We picked it up from the estate that it was at, and then handled shipping it to the guy that bought it in California. But it didn't stick around long enough for me to figure that out. I got it fired up, which was cool. The next day, or maybe it was the next time I was there, which was actually the following week. I don't remember. I just wanted to see if it would start again because we had to move it into a different building. And I pulled the choke, key on, put it in reverse. Tom and Evan helped me push it out of the driveway, and I just popped the clutch, and it fired instantly. So good. I wish I could have done more with that car. I wish I could have bought that car. It was amazing. But no, the guy that bought it is very knowledgeable with those sorts of things, and I'm sure he'll get it figured out. Avon says, intros are on the out in general on YouTube. Outros, on the other hand, are darn near ubiquitous. However you say that. Ubiquitous? Whatever. I'll just drink anyway. So people can plug other videos, patrons, etc. Yeah, right. And I could do an outro too. I do use an end screen, which is really simple. I just put it over, the closing shot, and that seems to work fine. I don't know if I'll make an actual designated outro. Maybe sometime. But yeah, it seems like the general watching public doesn't really have an appetite for the intro. So yeah, I'm probably not going to do intros anymore. Quick little shot that says Dead Dodge Garage. Maybe a 5-second bit of music and something silly. Jorge, thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I promise any contributions here go directly into the alcohol fund. I won't use them for anything else but alcohol or other illicit substances. Jorge says, yes, sir, it is a poly. I wasn't sure if Hemi parts were interchangeable. Awesome. Thank you for the input. Keep the humbleness, sense of humor, and your sins will grow. I think he meant subs, but I like it. Leave it in. It's good stuff. John says, with a lot of old Magnums, they just eat computers for lunch. If you want to keep something simple, I'm not trying to put a Mega Squirt in my Daily Dakota. OBD1 Magnum, I have experienced that. OBD2 Magnum, I've never had a failed ECM. No, never have. So I think that's okay. I really like the factory OBD2 computer. Works great, easy to wire. And hell, if it does die, go to the junkyard and get 3 more. That's not a problem. Mega Squirt. Yeah, I did a video on an 84 D150 step side that had a Mega Squirt in it. And I tweaked with the tune in that a little bit. And I got to say, at first blush, I didn't like it. I wasn't impressed. I still need to do another round of tuning on that thing. I couldn't get it to go into closed loop without putting it in gear and putting a load on it. And then it would go into closed loop, and then my tune was perfect. But out of closed loop, when it would start, it would be an open loop, and it would idle high. And your idle setting in the Mega Squirt does nothing in open loop. It makes no sense. Yeah, I don't think I like Mega Squirt either. Anywho, Rooster's here with us, right on time as usual, and says, howdy, what did I miss? Been busy working on the GTX and the Coronet. Thinking I should put a new tire on it. What do you think? Run it? I don't know. Let's put it to a vote. I have run a tire just like this. So, I mean, for yard driving purposes.
And it still holds air. I mean, seriously.
Whoop. Oh, yeah.
I'm astounded. Stop.
No, I think when they survive to that point, you just got to let them ride. You know what I mean? Banana shorts ain't going to come clean. So he says. Agent Orange. Other Bob says, the 5th fret pentatonic scale, that is, which has done me absolutely no good. Yeah, the pentatonic is just the lazy version of the minor scale. Or to put it another way, let's see. Nope, that's major. Yeah, I never, ever use the major scale. That ain't me. Just ain't me. Blues scale, pentatonic, whatever. Banana says learn Rush. I am really not a Rush guy. I got to be honest. And I hate to disappoint you here, or have like a controversial opinion, but to me, Rush sounds like what should play when the aliens land, and it just didn't do it for me. Nothing from that generation of music is quite what I want. That's not 100% true, but yeah, I'm just not a fan. They're talented musicians. Don't get me wrong on that. It's just not my stuff. Rooster says there are some very good lessons for guitar on YouTube. Just another guitar picker with golden fingers here. Name that tune. Guitar picker with golden fingers. Nope, don't know. I don't know about the golden fingers. But that makes me think of what's the first line? I can play and sing almost any classic rock song except for Rush, but I need the first line. Well, we're big rock singers. We got something. I can't. Whatever. We're loved anywhere we go. I know that. Anyway. Also, people out there turning money and music into gold. Damn, I can't even do that right. Moving on. Yes. Brent Forte has a brilliant idea. How about instead of cars and coffees, have a shitbox parade? Patina party. Patina party. That's a good one. Someone should write that down. Yeah. Agent Orange says there are tons of videos on YouTube for virtually any song. Pop up the vid, work on your favorite song. Yep. Way better than trying to figure shit out by yourself. I was lucky enough. I do not have perfect pitch by any means, which is where you can just hear a note and know what it is. I don't have that. I have relative pitch, which means I can think about it in my head and then go, count. Okay, yeah, that's in this key or whatever, basically, by relating to an open E string. That's what I do, basically. But anyway, I was lucky enough to be gifted with that, and I was able to kind of figure out just by listening from the jump where the notes were. It's more a matter of getting there consistently, I guess. But yeah, guide videos in this day and age make it really easy. Trex1268 is here with us and says, hey, Jamie, while going through spare parts for a 69 Charger, I found an electronic ignition module for a later module. It's unused. If you want it, just tell me where to send it. Well, if I'm honest, I don't really need it. Is it like a factory black one that says Chrysler electronic ignition on it? Because that's cool. I definitely take it. More often than not, if I'm going to put electronic ignition in something, I go for an HEI module these days. But hey, if you want to mail it to me, I'm happy to accept. you can email me at jamienoise@gmail.com. That's JAMIENOISE at gmail.com, and I'll send you my address. Thank you. Oh, my mom's a good helper, and she sent me a message that says patina party. That could be like the next big thing. You know, you got Mo Party, you got LS Fest, patina party, man. Let's do it. It's going to be a West Coast thing, obviously, because that's where we're at. I like it. Anyway, Bob says, I have discovered my 2014 has gauge shadow with random portions of the white backed cluster being unlit. A little homework reveals that's going to cost probably $1,000 to fix. Yay! I hate it. Ross says, actually saw a dual quad poly intake on Marketplace this morning. Y'all got any more of them? I have a poly engine here, and I would love to put a dual quad on it. I don't know what I would ever put it in. Well, I take that back. I do still want to do the poly-powered gasser at some point, but the engine that I want to use does already have a dual quad intake. Banana says, should I do it? 1985 maroon Chrysler Fifth Avenue with a cassette player and a 318. $4,000. Burgundy plush interior. I mean, if you really like those and if it's really, really nice, maybe? God, in the world I want to live in, they're not worth that. But I don't know. Follow your dreams. Rooster says, Rush is very hard to play. I don't advise it for beginners. However, Metallica has several links that are great to learn. Jamie can show an intro that's only picking strings with no fingering chords. Indeed, I've done that before. Actually, I wish I had a bass here because my favorite Metallica part is not the one I played before. It's the intro to For Whom the Bell Tolls on the bass. It's good stuff. Banana says I'd start with chords and scales first. I wasn't seriously recommending Rush. Yeah, I didn't think so. You were recommending it for me, not for a beginner. And if I'm honest, I can't do like hardcore, difficult, technical stuff. I really can't. I'm not that kind of guitarist. I just thought of a song. Let's see if I can remember it. Let's see if anyone recognizes it. Nope. I don't get a whole lot more technical than that. Now I can make the guitar wail and do cool stuff, but yeah, there are a lot of notes in there that have to be right. I think it's challenging for me. John says, I don't want to talk about the 6.0. We specialize in Ford diesel. Man, I am sorry. At my old shop, I had 3 sets of 6.0 head gaskets hanging on the wall, on my trophy wall, and I never want to do any more than that. Ever. I just don't. And I don't charge enough for it. You know, most people would quote when I had a shop, you know, I charged $6,000 to $7,000 to do that. And most people were charging, you know, double. So anyway, not good times. Rooster, I'd have to dig too far into all our messages to find that now. Not precious. Oh, I'm going to put it into a video. I need to remember to do that. Yeah. Okay. I got to save it to my phone and then I will put it on the computator and put it in a video. Maybe my next big block build installment. That'd be pretty good. Banana says, Alex Lifeson is one good guitar player. Wouldn't recommend it for beginners. Damn it. But certainly listen to some Rush. Great guitar player. Absolutely. Again, no No question there. John says, just shove the intro into the outro. Well, I think I'd do something a little different for an outro. But yeah. I still have all these clips that I've been saving for the last year and a half almost. So I'll use them for something. Jorge says, Puddin's Fab Shop intro is hilarious. I still haven't watched any of his stuff. I don't know why. Don't know why. Eddie V blows my mind. Yeah, I read somewhere recently that something about his solos, he would record like 10 different versions of the solo, then mix like on the tape deck, this bit from this one, this from this one, this from this one, then he'd listen back to it, learn it, and then play it that way live. God, no, dude, no. The way I do it is I do it once, and if it's good, it's good enough. Banner says, Eddie Van Halen was great. One of my favorite guitarists. Spanish Fly flipped me upside down when I first listened to it. I don't know that one. No idea. Again, not really my stuff. Oh, hi. The little one's here. She has informed me that she doesn't like being called Dead Dodge Daughter, by which I mean she didn't actually tell me this to my face, but she made a video about it, and I edit her videos, so I learned that. So we're just going to call her Ava. This is Ava. How you doing? What are you up to? What video were you making in the house this weekend? What were you doing? What? Yeah. You can tell them.
It was roller skating in the house.
Oh, yeah. She was roller skating around on the hardwood floors. And only falling a little bit.
Although I did hurt my booty butt.
She did hurt her booty butt and her hand a couple times. But she's getting really good on the skates. Pretty awesome.
Because today in the kitchen, I smacked my hand on the floor. And then
Oh, yeah.
not too long ago, I was outside roller skating with my cousin and my auntie and my dad, and then when we were getting home, my hand slapped on the road.
Yeah.
And it's still kind of red from that.
Not ideal, but luckily you didn't break anything. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, what are you doing now? Oh, okay. Well, I'm answering questions and responding to comments and stuff. So
I'm mad at Henry though.
Oh, you're mad at him now? Why?
Because we went outside and he always has the swing that I really like, the swing in the middle where, because, and then he always has that swing and I was lemon heaven and I asked for a turn and he said, no, that's not fair.
That's tough. Well, I apologize, but I don't have any control over him. Or you, for that matter. Is your snot feeling better? Your horrible snotty nose? She's got a cold. But I think she's going to pull through. Anyway, look forward to a skating video coming to her channel soon. All right, we got to answer more questions and respond to things. Okay, cool. Oh, I'll have you all know she was also making fun of me for live streaming on one of her videos that will be coming to the internet. She thinks it's silly. Ted Tyson says, hey, Jamie. Zup. Zup with you, Ted. I'm just hanging out. Oh, Rooster says, my favorite guitarist is David Gilmour. He's a good one. Super, super good.
All I said is that my dad's doing live streams.
Stupid live streams, I think.
No, I didn't say that.
Oh, you didn't say that? Oh, you said that I was loud and annoying. I think that's what it was.
I didn't say annoying.
Okay. I'm glad you remember exactly what you said.
I know I might have.
Oh, you might have? Wow. That's incredible.
And what I used for it, I said, blah, 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 blah. I'm dad.
Doing my little stupid live stream. I keep calling Ava Dead Dodge Daughter. Ava hates that.
Yeah.
Rooster, yeah, I like Pink Floyd quite a bit. My favorite, Live at Pompeii. Absolutely fabulous. So good. ridiculous. Dan, I know a sum total of one Motorhead song, and it's Ace of Spades. John says, I've personally seen a few OBD2 Dakota Z computers. Mine did also. But yeah, it's got a junkyard brain box in it now. Interesting. Yeah, I've never had that happen. Very interesting. Ted says, blues and pentatonic scale are close. I kind of thought they were one and the same. I can't say I know what the difference is. I stole my brain box fair and square. That's the way to do it. Ted says, Rush is great, just different. Yeah, no, and again, like there's a reason they're a big deal. You know, I'm not saying they're bad, just not my thing. I just, for some reason, when I envision aliens landing, I hear Rush. That's all I'm saying. Bob says, how do you feel about Primus, Jamie? No, that's wrong. That's it. I'm a fan. That's Southbound Pachyderm, by the way. A lot of Primus is a little on the weird side for me, but there's stuff I like. It's not normal listening.
Can I make a video on your phone while you're doing that?
I suppose. Are you going to make fun of me more?
No.
Okay. There you go. Have fun.
Do we please?
Wait, you could also take the GoPro.
No.
Okay, fine. Yeah, well, okay. Blasphemy! Get the pitchforks and torches. Yeah, get him. Ted Tyson got it. When I see my picture on the cover, gonna buy 10 copies for my mother. Gonna see my smiling face on the cover of the Rolling Stone. Toes and fingers. Let's take them all. Banana says, that's okay. They say Getty, Alex, and Neil would fly on a mystical owl by night. Take your word on that. Sounds good, Trex. Thanks. I'll watch for that. Dead Dodge Sister says she wrote it down for me too. Awesome. Samuel Ayala. I knew how to say it, I think, but then I did it wrong anyway. Wants to know, are you going to do a video on the Valiant you posted a picture of earlier? Yes, I actually mentioned that earlier in this live stream. I will be doing that. Yet another car that I've known I should make a video on for a long time. It's been in a couple snippets. He actually pulled up in that car and interrupted like my second live stream ever, I think, which was kind of funny. And then it made it into the video I was filming at that time. It's kind of funny. But yeah, I will be doing a feature on that. That is a cool car. Again, cosmetically, it looks like it just came out of a field, but there's a lot of good stuff in it, and you'll see that. It's very much my brother's kind of car. Rooster says, in other news, I see the 79 step side spit a rod through the pan. Extra push rod? Bet it hit the cam gear and sheared the pump shaft. No oil pressure is bad. So I think he's going to tear the engine down. He's in the comments here. And we're going to see, if there's something else visibly damaged. I was going to ask him, I didn't get around to this, but I was going to ask him if any of the other bearings, if he'd pulled any caps or anything and looked yet to see if other bearings were damaged. Excuse me. But I kind of thought it would have gone back there too, because there's a bigger gap down there. It could have worked its way through an oil drain back. That was my other thought. But yeah, very interested to see what the heck happened. That'll be a good teardown. Ted says, They want $1,600 to replace the heater core in my Dakota. I bought a Chilton. Ted, I would have charged, depending on the year, Dakota, but I think I'm going to guess it's the late 90s, 2000s, whatever, somewhere in there. I think they're probably all pretty much the same. You drop the dash down. I charged $800 to $1,000 for most of those. So, but I was cheaper than most shops. So $1,600, yeah, ouch. But yeah, sounds like a while. It sounds like a lot. You can do it. You just drop the dash, drop the column, unbolt the dash, flip it, and pull whatever you got to pull. It's not too bad. Ross says $1,500 for the dual quad intake. Okay, never mind. Rooster's actually got a dual quad big block intake he's supposed to be mailing me, and I still don't know what I have to pay for that. Not excited to find out either because I really don't need it, but I want it. Ted wins. Now who's the artist? To which Ted responded, Dr. Hook. Yeah, Shel Silverstein. Anyway. Oh, looked it up. Yeah, whatever. That's fine. Dang it. What is the... I can remember the first line, but I can't. Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show. I don't believe it. Tell them who we are. Okay. It is them. Why did I not? See, I did know what song it was, but I also didn't because I didn't realize that was the line. I don't know why. I used to perform that song, but I would be on the drums and singing harmony. Well, we're big rock singers. We got golden fingers, and we're loved everywhere we go. We sing about beauty and we sing about truth at $10,000 a show. We take all kind of pills, give us all kind of thrills, but the thrill that we've never known. Anyway, Banana says M-Body should be worth $100 at the most. I completely agree. My new outro is all of this. Commander Cody. Don't know who that is. Ted Tyson. See, this is what I was saying. Alex Lifeson is good, but great drummer, great bassist, make a great band. Yep. Yeah, and that, yeah, exactly. Banana says, I think Alex Lifeson is often overshadowed by the other two. It's hard to stick out with Neil and Geddy in your band. Exactly. What I'm thinking. Malls is here, and he says, oh, hi. Oh, hi. Hey, Malls, what are you doing next Saturday other than working? We might have a work party to do a drivetrain swap. It'll be fun. Ted wants to know, what amp do you use, Jamie? Well, I got options. Right there is my favorite. That's a Silvertone 1484. That is an amp that you would buy at Sears in the mid-60s, and it fits into the matching speaker cab, which is right there, into the back of it, and you would carry that to your friend's garage, which is pretty cool. Moving on from there, I've got a Basement 50 head there. That is a 1968, so that's an early silver face. It's been modified and hot rodded and that sort of thing. That's a solid unit. That is a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe there. Currently, both the Hot Rod and the Silvertone are acting up, so I'm down to just the Basement 50. I might buy another amp. In fact, I found a Sun yesterday in local Ocean Shores, which I really want. This is my favorite for recording. This is my 70s Fender Champ. Little magic. Sweet tone out of that thing. If you happen to hear the slide intro that I did on the ranch exploration video, that slide guitar part was played through this Fender Champ, which I absolutely love. It's not loud enough for anything but playing in here, though. Banana says, strong rhythm sections make strong bands. You're goddamn right. I was once a member of something that we called the rhythm section of doom. My friend Drew and I, he would play the bass and I'd play the drums. And in that configuration, we played with multiple front people and multiple groups. But anyway, rhythm section of doom. We brought it, son. Jorge says, I can market Patina Party South Florida, and we can grow it to have an annual centralized party. I like it. Patina Party. But I'm not going to be able to bring either of the cars I'm, the nice cars that I'm best known for. But I got options. ZZ Top. Another great band. I'm not the biggest ZZ Top fan because there again, it's just not quite my stuff or my time. But I definitely appreciate them. All the best bands had killer rhythm sections. John Bonham and John Paul Jones, anyone? She isn't wrong about loud and annoying. Wait, what? I feel like I missed something important. Oh, my daughter. Yeah. I'm a little behind here, which I think means you have to drink. By the way, as usual, we're playing the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game. At least I assume some of us are. If you don't know it, the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game is where you drink every time I misspeak, say something wrong, trip over my own tongue, that sort of deal. Also, there's an additional rule where you're supposed to drink when I realize how far behind in the comments I am. I've been told, I just realized the laptop was dying because sometimes the plug just doesn't work. I've been told some people play the Dead Dodge Garage drinking game in normal life when I misspeak, which seems like a mistake. Ted says, Gilmore is great. We could talk a long time about guitarists. Yes, we absolutely could. Technically, this is a car show. But yeah, there's a lot to be said there. I'll give you my top guitarists, and then we'll move on. And damn it, the more I think, the more we're up there, because I am a big Gilmore fan. I definitely count him as an influence. Jack White, big one. Jimmy Page, Jimi Hendrix. Someone asked me to pick a favorite between those two a month or two ago, and I just can't do that. Other big ones. Iommi's up there. Yeah, he's up there. I can't think of any other names right off the top of my head. But yeah. And Banana says live at Pompeii is heavenly. Yes, it absolutely is. It's just an incredible piece of artwork. It is fantastic. Guitar's out of tune. Good stuff. Oh, my nephew Teddy is watching and says, hi. Hi, Teddy. How you doing? Ted says, one note different. That's almost the same. I agree. Bob got it. Southbound pachyderm. That's good stuff. Oh, yeah. I just remembered. That makes a really annoying noise. I apologize. Oh, wow. Cool. Ted says, I've been playing professionally for over 50 years. I have a wide ear for music. I tend to have a pretty narrow musical taste at any one time. Currently, it's all like Americana, modern alternative country, and it makes no sense. But for a long time, it was Nirvana, Black Sabbath, The Vines, and that was it. And then it was Black Sabbath, Led Zeppelin, White Stripes. And then it was, I've broadened my horizons a little bit since then, but blues type stuff, blues rock, classic rock, mostly. But there's other stuff in there. I've been gigging for almost 18 years, very close to 18 years. Yeah. Slowed down a lot after 10. I got to 10 years and was just like, It's just, it's fun, but it's a lot of work, and it's just not a lot of reward. I really enjoy performing, but not all the time. I'm in another band now. I'm playing about once a month, and I don't think I'd be willing to do any more than that anymore. John says, my Dakota had signs of some stupidly over-the-top sound system. I'm going to blame that. A few random wires to nowhere. Typical young people stuff, and that's probably why the brain box got hurt. Cygnus LA wants to know, what would you consider trading for your Duster? Anything in particular you're looking for? No. Other Mopars? I actually just recently, within the last few days, decided that I might want to do something with that car. So I might not get rid of it. But my plans and ideas can change and do often. So if you've got something cool that I need to have that is ideally Mopar, you can always email me, jamienoise@gmail.com. But no, there's nothing in particular I'm looking for. Mopar stuff, that's pretty much it. Cool stuff that people on the channel might want to see. That would help. Ted says anything from Haggard to Mahavishnu to Rush to Michael Jackson to Mountain, BB King. You get it. Yeah, it's a lot of different stuff. I know a lot of people who tend to say I like all kinds of music. I don't. I am very particular in the kinds of stuff that I like. Ted says, oh yeah, 99. Okay. Yeah. So drop the dash. It's not easy, but it's not impossible. And I will say the couple that I've done, we were able to beat the clock. It didn't take as long as they said it would. There's a bit to it, but drop column, unbolt dash, dash. There might be other support bracket type stuff in that. And then rotate dash forward. I think you pull it out a little bit and there's the heater box. So, excuse me. Not the worst. Not fun, but not the worst. John says they're annoying. Yep, I'd agree they're annoying. If I lived out west, I'd bring it to you. And then he had the right answer also on Dr. Hook and the Medicine Show and says, I'm old. John says, my Dakota HVAC is, oh yeah, dude, basically everything modern is like that. Horrible vacuum control nightmare. I don't even know where to start fixing. Just don't. It's only hot when you set it to feet. Ted says that sounds like a Grateful Dead tune. Definitely wasn't. I've never been a Grateful Dead guy either. Not sure why. Oddball Rush trivia. Neil was a partsman at an International Harvester dealership. That's awesome. I didn't know that. Disco Mobile is here with us again. Good evening, my friend. How you doing? My mom somehow forgot that Shel Silverstein wrote that song. Yeah, he did. And I think he does part of the vocals on it, on the recording. I think he's the deep, funky voice that does maybe one verse, some of the backing stuff. Not totally sure. But yeah, he at least helped write it. Rooster says, ooh, Jamie, deal of the century on the dual quad intake, $250. I'm losing money, but you're worth it. Aw. All right. Yeah. Hell of a deal. I still don't know what I'm going to do with it. Ted says, Silvertone. I had one once. Wife had a Bassman 50. Bassman 50 is a great guitar amp. Champ? Yep. Yes. Ooh, 410 cab. Nice. Yeah. I'd like to, I don't have an actual cab for the Bassman. Now, my good friend Kyle has a Bassman 100 Silverface era master volume, the 50 being an early one's non-master volume. The 100's a master volume amp, and we have a 215 for that. It's actually a later one with a bass port at the bottom, which is kind of funky, but that's a good setup. I would like some sort of matched cab for the Bassman. That's on my list. I think probably a 212. I run it through the Silvertone 212, and that works very well. But those speakers aren't really up to the task of cranking it with the Bassman. I'm using it for the cover band and it's fine. But I want an actual Fender cab. I don't want a 412. I just don't need that. But a rectangular old school 212, maybe. A 410 would be cool too. But something like that. Rocco Bukako is in the house and says, yo, what's poppin'? I don't know what any of what you just said means, but going pretty good over here, Rocco. How you doing? Ted Tyson says, Bonham, what a bass drum. I pride myself in playing with a Ludwig Speed King kick pedal and being able to do a small percentage of what he could do with the kick rolls. Oh, man. Absolute legend. There are many fantastic drummers. There are many, and I don't want to put any of them down by saying this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I think Bonham was the best. I think he was the best. Certainly the best in my book, anyway. Fantastic drummer and my biggest influence. Ross says, the older the ZZ Top, the better. Ted says, tell me beverages you enjoy. I'd like to try them. I'm a big cider guy, Ted. I like to enjoy what I drink. I've tested like all of the ciders. I'm actually back to the original Two Towns Bright cider, which I have said on record is the best hard cider there is. I'm not so sure anymore. I've been drinking the raspberry, and I really like that. There are some good ciders out there, and there are a lot of really, really bad ones. But yeah, if it's made in Washington or Oregon, it's probably pretty good. That's been my experience. I also, when I am drinking actual alcohol, I do enjoy Fireball. But I don't do that much. It's usually one cider for me. Cygnus LA says, anyone catch the Primer Rush tribute last year? It was pretty solid. I did not. Brewster says, my 79 drag truck is dedicated to Dusty Hill, the man that goes low. What a great loss. God rest his soul. Yeah, agreed. Yes, okay, fine. Eric Clapton's very good. He's also on my list. I was having a hard time thinking of that, but not so much his solo stuff. Whatever. It's also it's in D. That's fine. And yes, Jeff Beck, quite good. Rip in peace. I've listened to some of his stuff, never like the biggest fan or anything, but yeah, great player. Rip in peace. Bob says, very good. Since you started 9 p.m. my time, I'm usually participating by the time you go live. Yeah, very good. Yeah. 6 p.m. my time is kind of the best balance. I'm afraid of doing it any earlier because, for one thing, Uncle Tony is streaming as well, and I don't want to keep anyone from missing his entire live stream. It just seems to play the best. People eastward, as you are, can catch it. It's still a semi-reasonable hour. So, seems to work. I'm sticking with it. Ted Tyson says, now that it's warm here, I can pull the head on my M37 and look at the rust. Hopefully I can free it up. Awesome. Good luck with that. Flathead. I mean, I can't say what the rust looks like, but they seem to want to live, usually. While you're in there, make sure you don't have any stuck valves, because that is a common problem. Banana says, I always wish I had seen Rush. My dad saw them in '84, and I'm eternally jealous of him. Yeah, I can think of several artists I wish I had been able to see, but, it is what it is. Rocco says, I accidentally have 2 open beers to drink. Ted says, 18 years, awesome. Yeah, a lot of work. Play because you want it, not for the money. Of course. It's funny, in the cover band, I'm actually getting paid to play. And it's not what I'm doing it for, but it helps, free drinks and food. Those help too. But yeah, I've known for a long, long time I was never going to be a famous artist. I'm never going to tour. I like being home. I like being around my family. Even before I had one, I just liked being home. I didn't want to be on the road forever. I like a good road trip, but yeah. So I never had plans of making it as a professional musician, but I enjoy it, and I enjoy recording here in the studio more than I enjoy performing. I think. Maybe not. Performing is a lot of fun, but it's just so much work. Rocco says, upload your rock sets. Not on this channel. I will eventually have a second channel for music. I'm really focused on growing this channel currently. It's kind of my whole thing. Yeah. But eventually, I'll do music on YouTube. In the meantime, you can find me on SoundCloud. My SoundCloud is also called Jamie Noise, same as my email. And yeah, there's stuff up there. I don't post often. Yeah, most of it's older. But yeah, I also haven't recorded a ton of stuff lately. I've been doing more soundtrack music than anything. When the weather's crappy, that's usually studio time. The weather is getting nicer again, and I can actually do things outside, so that's nice. My sister says she desperately misses playing shows. Yeah, we've talked about that a little bit. I'd like to play shows where I'm actually like writing the music again. I kind of miss that. I am an artist, you know. John says, I moved into an old Ford junkyard, so I just got lawn ornaments mostly. Nice. Rooster says, since this is a car talk and guitar show, ZZ Top, legs. Now you got both. Many bands have used muscle cars with drag racing. Yeah. Also, Fuel comes to mind. Got a lick from that? No, I actually don't. Funny enough. Bob says, you know, Jamie, I'd love for you to see your channel grow. However, at the risk of sounding like a gatekeeper, I love the mix of folks that come together for your lives. Yeah. And I am a little bit afraid of the lives getting way bigger. But I will say, since I've started doing them, the channel has grown. Now I have to think back to when that was. 3,000 subscribers? Something like that. And the lives really haven't grown a ton. So, you know, maybe we'll be okay. I am a little afraid of that, you know, a ton more people jumping in. But so far, really hasn't been an issue. You know, people come and go. So far, it stayed about the same. We usually have 30 to 40. Last week, we had the most people in a live at one time ever, which was 50. If it was 200, 250 like Uncle Tony has, I just wouldn't be able to keep up with it at all. So yeah, I totally understand. I don't think it's going to be a while till we hit 1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I just can't worry about it. You know, I'll keep going, keep doing what I'm doing. I would love if I got to a point, and I've said this basically since I got monetized, I would love to get to a point where the channel pays me minimum wage. If it did that, that'd be great. I couldn't ask for a whole lot more than that. Ted Tyson says, I figured the wife and I could do it comfortably in a weekend, but I don't remember what he's talking about. Oh, the head. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, flathead's easy. That's actually borderline a fun job, you know? Simple stuff. Very good. Oh, but then Ted says I'm going to go back to an 80s Mopar truck, so away from simple then. Funny enough, I traded my second gen, which is still here, but it's actually almost done finally. So it's going to be headed for Panama in the coming weeks. I just have to fix the steering now. The transmission shifts. It no longer leaks engine oil. The power steering works, which is amazing, and it doesn't leak power steering fluid. Even with the big tires, I just figured this was part of life, but you can actually steer it when you're standing still now. It's crazy. Anyway, I traded that truck for my Power Wagon, essentially, plus some work and parts for other projects, and an M37. And while I liked the M37, I didn't like storing it inside. It had no roof, and I couldn't keep both. So I kept the 48 civilian Power Wagon, and I traded the M37 for a 1984 Dodge, but it was a D150. And Ted says, I'd like to grab a W250 4x4. Awesome. I love them. I love them. I've had a good few Power Wagons and Power Rams, and I'm a big fan. Dan says, yes, good information here. 4-inch stroker crank can fit a poly. Use the 1.6-ish 318 LA piston. Yes, I have seen big stroker polys. It's pretty cool. And you can bore them to hell too, because they're really, really beefy blocks. So 400 plus inch poly engines do exist, which is cool. Ted Tyson. Yeah, you're good. You can make a cab, 212s. I could. I have made speaker cabs before. Not good ones, but I've made them. And I have entertained that thought. I've done Tolex jobs. I've done grill cloth. So why not, but I don't know when I'd find time to do that. Got a lot going on. So I'd probably just buy one. Oh, actually, sorry. That reminds me. The last set of cabs I made, I think I just painted. I made them for my friend Linda. She does karaoke, and she needed smaller cabs for her 18-inch subs. So I built those. I think that was it. Yeah, I think I just built cabs for 18-inch subs. That was the last cab project I handled. And they weren't amazing by any means, but they got it done. Ross says Joe Morello for drummer, and I actually don't know him. Any relation to Tom? I've met him. Ted, that might be one of the next storytime videos I do on the channel. I'd like to do that. Anyway, Ted says, had to watch Song Remains the Same twice. Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched it, but yes, another very good one. Rocco Bukako says, who fucks with the jam bands? Well, sometimes I am a jam band. Pride myself on the improvised jams. John says, Fireball is a prank I'm not in on. Yeah, there are a lot of people who feel that way. Still haven't finished this one. You know what? Today's as good a day as any. Drink's getting a little skinny anyway. I like it. Drink it straight. Many people aren't that big fans of cinnamon, and I understand that. My sister says, I like a cider that tastes good with Fireball in it. And on that note, yeah, a little Fireball heavy because it's down there. Watch the long version of Take 5. I don't know what that is. Ted says, I drink Milwaukee's Best Light. Good blues beer at home. I've never been like a real actual beer guy. Light, dark. I never really drank before COVID, frankly. I drank a few times a year, and that was it. And then COVID happened. I took that as an excuse to start drinking a little more often. And I just kind of liked ciders. That was the thing I tolerated the best. So I started testing them all. Jorge wants to know, what mile an hour can I expect out of that 55 Dodge truck? I don't know the gear ratio as I go pick up the truck in Kentucky next week. Probably not much. I can't tell you what ratio is in it, but nothing then was geared for, what we know now as highway and freeway speed. It's probably going to be happy cruising at 50, 55. But you could probably push it to 60, 65-ish. Yeah, my Power Wagon, on the other hand, has like 588s or some shit, and that's 50 miles an hour, probably flat out. You should do better than that. God, it's all Bobs in the comments just talking to themselves. Ted says, I know more about music than Mopars. Just my favorite vehicle. Awesome. Yeah, no, I get it. I'm a big music guy too. Again, like what the way I ended up the way I am was music. I met my wife through music. I first saw a Mopar behind a rock show. Yeah, it was hugely influential on me. I've become more of a car guy than a musician, but I'm still a musician at heart. And again, like I have a recording studio in my house. So that should say something. Those have been my two things. The balance has more gone from musician to car guy, and maybe part of that's because it's easier to do by myself. But I don't know. It's definitely not any less work. I'll tell you that. Oh, Ted says, yeah, I had a 55 Plymouth engine, stuck valves, probably. Big problem. Yep. Jaybird wants to know, did you happen to make it out to the swap meet here in PDX? It was wet. No, I didn't. Tom was there, though. He goes to all the big swap meets. He didn't find anything to bring home for me either. Excuse me. I did tell him, if you find any low-rise, dual-quad, small-block Mopar intakes there, don't forget your old pal, Jamie. But he didn't send me any pictures, so maybe next time. I'd really like a dual-quad that fits under the hood. I do now have a dual-quad tunnel ram, which I'm excited about. No idea what I'm going to do with it, but I have it. Ted says, yep, free burgers and beer a set. That's the life. Banana says, what parts supplier would you recommend for a 68 Dart? I found one, but it's had better days. Well, if you mean sheet metal and body parts, AMD, whatever. But beyond that, mechanical stuff, wherever mechanical parts are sold. Go to Rock Auto if you want. I buy a lot of crap from O'Reilly or my local guys at Cut Rate. In fact, I was wearing the Powered by Crap hat for the last couple weeks, but it got greasy too, so now I'm to this one. Yeah, mechanical parts are easy enough for those. Metal parts, AMD. Dead Note tunes. I'm going to need a link to the Dead Dodge jams. Well, like I said, just look up Jamie Noise on SoundCloud. It's the best place to find it. Or if you go to YouTube and you search for Dead Dodge Garage live right now. Oh my gosh, should tune into that. Uncle Tony went offline a half hour ago, so maybe some of his people are here now. I don't know. If you Google Whitewood Funk, you will find a couple live videos. Oh, the first one that comes up is us playing a song called Sweatpants. And it's before I had the long beard. That's 8 years ago. Yeah, cool. That's myself on the guitar and my very good friend Drew Funk on the bass. Drew Funk being the funk in Whitewood Funk. So there's that. And then the next one down is Whitewood Funk at the Pig Bar. That was one of our spots. I can't tell what song that is because it's not labeled. There's not a ton of stuff, but there's a bit. Anyway, Whitewood Funk. That was my band from 2010 to whenever we just kind of stopped playing. Yeah. Music and Mopars. What else could you ask for? Not much. Get your pre-order Patina Party shirt at Dead Dodge Garage right now. Oh, hey, by the way, if you're somehow in this live and you don't know, you can get Dead Dodge Garage shirts and hats and even hoodies in most sizes still and stickers at deaddodgegarage.com. Click on merch or shop or whatever it says. We put out a new shirt called, what does it say on it? Damn it. It's very green. It's really, really good. It's more bad than car. And it's really great. And no one has bought one. I don't even believe it. I don't believe it. It says Dead Dodge Garage on the back. It's an awesome design. It's hilarious. It says more bad than car. I love it. Anyway, Dead Dodge Garage traditional logo shirts and hats and sock hats also available there. So if you don't know, hop over there, deaddodgegarage.com, click on merch. I'm going to make an ad that rolls in Dead Dodge Garage videos to direct people there. And it's not even so much because I make money on that, because I really don't. I just want them out there in the world. It gives me warm and fuzzies. Anyway, Patina Party shirt coming soon. Music cars, pretty girls. No to the heater core. Oh, Ted Tyson loved the Imperial video. That one really didn't get the attention I figured it would. It's a super cool car. Apparently, it's one of only 85 made, I think was what I saw in a comment. So, yeah. That's funny. Yeah. Spanboats equals rooster, which is funny. I also think that may be how I remember. Ted's drinking Jim Beam tonight and says Morello was great also. Rocco says, I hella fucks with that. Nice. No, different thing. The 241 poly is a shorter block. So stroker crank does not fit in that. Unless there's one that does, but I don't think so. Unless there's a vendor that does make a stroker crank for them. I don't think so. The stroker crank that you can buy for an LA engine fits in the A series engine, which is the DeSoto Hemi block turned into a poly. So the Poly 318, that series, your 241 in your Dodge should be the shorter Dodge engine. 241 is a Dodge size. So no, the stroker crank won't fit in that. John says, I only drink when using the lathe. Safety first. Or as I like to say, safety sometime. You got 10 fingers, so what if you lose 1 or 2? Exactly. Oh, Tom's in. Tom says, just got back from the 24 Hours of Lemons race. If you don't know what it is, and you're a fan of Ted Dutch Garage, you'll like it. Yeah, you should know what Lemons is. I really think I probably should have gone this weekend, but my anniversary was yesterday, so I couldn't. I have every intention of going to a Lemons race someday, and more than that, I'd like to participate. It just looks like the best kind of fun. Wholesome, ridiculous, silly jokes, good people, racing. Very cool. Ted says, first vehicle I loved was a Dodge. Met my wife at a club. She sat in and played bass. We've been together ever since. Good cook, good bass player. That's all you need. Nice. My wife was also in a band around the time we met. She played the turntable. I'm trying to think if she also played bass. Yeah, I think she played bass too, technically. But yeah, we never have done music together, aside from singing together in the car. Banana says, had a first smooch in a 70 Dart Swinger. That was the Mopar start for me. Either that or the Bullet car. Nice. 70 Swinger wasn't my first Mopar. It was my first, what's the word I'm trying to think of? The head of the fleet. Flagship. There we go. It was a flat black 70 Swinger with a white stripe on it. It was an original 318 automatic. I used 4 engines and 5 transmissions in that car over the few years that I had it. I actually sold it once and bought it back later. Yeah, I got a lot of miles in that one. Loved that thing. I got nice bucket seats for it. I put a console in it. Then I took the console out and converted it to a 4-speed. It had a CB radio in the dash instead of a stereo because that's kind of who I was as a person. But it had an amp under the seat, that I plugged my phone into. Those were the days. Yeah, I love the 70 Swinger. And I do want another one. I got my 66 Charger in 2013. I had them both for a while, but I eventually realized I didn't need both. The 66 Charger was kind of my car at that point. And then one day I was under the Swinger. I'd done a ton of stupid work to it. One day I was under that car and I looked up and I saw something weird. And I put my finger through the top arch in the rear frame above the rear axle, just through it, like it was paper, which was weird because it wasn't that rusty a car. And I went, okay, time for this thing to go. And I traded it for the garbage can CUDA. And at that time, the garbage can CUDA was blown up and taken apart. I put the engine all back together, got it running, and it had like no oil pressure and made bad sounds. So I took it apart, built another 360, which is a whole other story. I took the pistons and rods from the blown up 360 in the garbage can, put them in my 360 with the crank that I had, didn't balance it, threw the Edelbrock heads on it, and sent it. And that engine was awesome. It used a bit of oil, but it was awesome. And that was the engine in the garbage can for like 8 years. Long time. So, anywho, that was the start for me, Banana. My sister does say, yes, Whitewood Funk is all one word. If you want to go find Whitewood Funk on the internet. Okay, so you can find us on YouTube, but you can also find us on Bandcamp. We self-produced an album that kind of wasn't super good. And that was called Ballads for Jimmy. Years later, we went into the studio with our good friend Dave. Is it Captain or Sir Trips Balsington? I can't remember. He's got a studio in Olympia in his basement called High Command, which is amazing. 4-track analog, all old stuff. Neat. He's very talented. He owns the Studebaker, the Forever Studebaker project, which I am actually making progress on. And so he recorded Whitewood Funk. That's actually how I met him. And he was like, hey, you're a mechanic. Do you want to do my Studebaker engine? Sure. Anyway, I've recorded with him one other time as well with Drew. Anyway, we did an album called Ballads for Ava. And that was 2017, I guess, because she must have been alive by then. Anyway, Ballads for Ava by Whitewood Funk, all one word, on Bandcamp. You can go find that. In Whitewood Funk, I am the wood, and I played guitar, and I sang. And Drew and I kind of co-wrote most of those songs, although the album Ballads for Ava, I wrote almost all of it, I think. That's not true. I'd say I wrote 65-70% of it. But anyway, it's good stuff. And you can buy it. I might even see money from it, but probably not. And Dan repeated what I said, which was, yes, there is no stroker crank that I'm aware of for the earlier engine. Yesterday's enemas. Who are you? I'm going to need you to tell me who you are if you know who Yesterday's Enemas is. Somewhere, I don't know if it's in the studio right now or not. I have a poster that has us and Yesterday's Enemas on it. Anyway, Ted says, happy anniversary. I can't spell. That's okay. Some banter back and forth in the comments. I'm going to skip most of that. It's mostly about Lemons Races, which is cool. But anyway. Oh, Dan says, there is a solid book on early Gen 1 Hemi and Poly engines by Tex Smith. Book is often spendy, but a great reference book. Yeah, you might seek that out. Ted's showering me in praise and boosting my ego. He says, you have so much knowledge and talent. I wish a lot more people had that. Me too, kind of. I wish I could share. I'm trying to share. It's a big part of why I started YouTube. Trying to help people understand things that I understand. But I certainly don't know everything. Someone's called me a Renaissance man, which I think means pretty much just your ADD. Good at a lot of different things. And I am. But I can't say I'm amazing at anything, really. I'm kind of okay at making videos. Kind of okay at being funny. Kind of. Kind of okay mechanic. Kind of okay engine builder. Kind of okay musician. Pretty decent. But whatever I do, I attack it with spirit. Until I get bored, which is funny because when I started YouTube, I said I'm going to keep making videos until I get bored, and I haven't gotten bored yet. So that's cool. Totally forgot I put Fireball in there. It's almost just Fireball. John says, got a mid-80s something Lincoln Town car, I'm assuming, sitting in my yard that runs. It's done nothing but birth millions of kittens for the past 30 years. That's begging to be 24 Hours of Lemons material. Yeah, and you could definitely theme it based on cats. What could you call it? I'm not going to say that, but I thought it. Oh, Craig Bully says, 62 Dart was my first Mopar. Love that car. Nice. I like the 62 Dart. The 62 models in general are kind of, yeah, but I do like those. I had an idea. Oh, Rooster, yes, you know a thing or 3000. Rooster knows a whole ton more about building hot engines than I do. Way more. Tons more experience. I don't know anything, guys. I'll be the first one to tell you that. I am running out of time here. I'm going to try and get through the last comments I've got. We've got about 10 minutes left. Looks like people are kind of running out of here already. Mechanics left a minute ago. Good night to you. Hope you have a good one. Oh, my sister has a good line about what I just said, which is exactly what I was thinking. Jack of all trades, master of none. The ADHD experience in a nutshell. Rocco Bukako is out of here as well. Got to bounce. Roofing in the morning. You take it easy, my friend. Have a good week, and we will see you later. Oh, Rocco, he's on my Bandcamp now. Gave it a goog. Nice. Awesome. Very cool. Anyway, I was going to say something before I get to the rest of these things. I had an idea today. Let me know what you think about it, if it's a good idea or not. I want to do a series on Chrysler history. It's something I'm interested in. I don't know if people are going to watch it, but I have some things to say about it. I know a lot, but I will actually have to do research for these videos, which is something I've never done. And 62 Dodge and Plymouths, that was my first, the first idea that came to my mind. I thought I should do a video about those friggin' things. Well, I can make a whole series out of this. So anyway, that may be coming to a YouTube channel near you, but I wonder if anyone else thinks it's actually a good idea. Because there are other channels that do history kind of thing, but those other channels aren't me. Tom says the Cat Lincoln would be a perfect Lemons car. Bananer says a Trabant would win the 24 Hours of Lemons. Yes, it absolutely would. Not in speed or reliability, but it definitely seems like a good candidate for the IOE, the index of effluency. Ted Tyson says, my dad had a 75 Dart. Right turn, engine died. My brother put a points distributor in it, fixed that problem. Huh! That's a good one. Wow. Oh, Rooster says, I will say for Jamie's age, he's very knowledgeable and self-taught for the most part. Yeah, that's what I pride myself on, doing a lot with little. It's kind of my whole thing. And the same is true of guitar. You know, again, I told you exactly what I know is a few basic chord shapes, the pentatonic scale, and not much else. You know, I've done a lot with a little. And okay, I know the minor and major scales. I just don't use them. Oh, yeah, it turns out he just has Google. Yeah, yesterday's Enemas was a local band here. Most of them live in New Zealand now, actually. Funny enough. Banana says, I knew a guy who had an East German Trabant 601 sedan. It was the loudest, smelliest little Duraplast turd ever. I did import one because of him. Still have it. I mostly drive it for the novelty. Dude, that's awesome. Have you watched Aging Wheels? He's got one. I like Aging Wheeled quite a bit. I like the Trabant. I'm not going to run out and buy one or anything else horrible East German. Anything else horrible East German. But I like the Trabant. It's cool. Dan says, I've heard those smoldering outhouses on wheels would kill every mosquito within a kilometer. They did. Never got another bug bite after buying the Trabant. That's good stuff. Ted says, spirit is great. That's what it takes. I very much agree. What's that line? Don't half-ass two things, whole ass one thing. And I do that, but then I get bored of that thing and I move on to the next thing. Banana says, couldn't start it in any space. Always had to roll the windows up before. Getting cold in here. Before all that lawnmower smoke turned your insides pitch black. Great little grocery gutter. Jorge. Oh my God. Jorge says, thanks for the tip on the book to Dan, and says, I just proceeded or processed an order of more bad than car. That shirt will be about out and about on the streets of Miami. You have to drink like 3 times. Thank you so much, Jorge. We're so proud of that. My friend Fitz designed my website and all of my merch, my logo, all that stuff. And he designed that shirt, and I loved it. I haven't even gotten my own yet, and I am going to do that. I get like a monthly test product thing, and so I will be doing that. I just haven't gotten around to it because got a lot going on. But thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I think it's awesome, personally. So I'm very excited about this. Bob says, way back to the Pompeii stuff. I first saw that at the Midnight Movies in 78 or 79 in the San Francisco Bay Area. I believe I was quite tripping. I think that would be the right way to do it. Building hot engines is easy. Just don't use oil. I've built some, kind of spicy ones. Actually, the hottest, the most all-out I've ever built myself, my package, my thinking, my parts, all that, is the garbage can CUDA engine. And Jordan and I built that together, but it was our thing. And so I am now going to be putting that, I think, in the Demon for this year, so I can get back to the racetrack, because the Demon engine needs a lot and the garbage can CUDA needs a lot. And I'm really excited to break that engine in and just see if we did a good job. Let's find out. Ted says, I had a 383 powered 68 Monaco. Bought a lot of tires. Nice. Banana says, the great thing about owning the Trabant is no one will steal it. It's small, cramped, and has the most inconvenient transmission. Yes, it's quite strange. Jorge says, I've only owned Dodges. Wow, I've owned all kinds of things. Mostly Japanese stuff or Dodges. A couple Fords here or there. I've never owned a Chevy, I don't think. I've had a Buick. Anyway, 97 Ram 1500, 05 Ram 1500, 2002 Viper, and a 2018 Ram 2500. Wow. I've got an 03 Ram Cummins, which I love. I want a Viper someday. You will know I have made it. The channel will be giving me Viper money. You'll know. There will be signs. And now the 55. Ted's out of here too. Hey, have a good one. Mopar or no car? Yes, history. Do it. Awesome. Thank you. Dan says, yeah, let's do it. Cool. Oh, Scott Mazier, I believe, says, hi, Jamie. Hope to see you at Rocket this week. Yeah, you've got the Charger, and you have a couple other cars, I believe. I can't remember, but you're the one that emailed Tom, I'm assuming. Awesome. Yeah, I'm sure he'll let me know what day you're going to be there. Can't wait. Craig Bully says, love historical videos, and I think you do great ones. I think so too, but I haven't done it yet, so I guess we'll all find out together. But cool. Jimmy James says, exactly. Well, not that, but I was thinking, something like that. Approximately that. Now, Rooster has the opposite vote and says, there are a lot of videos on the history. Someone always badmouths the poster and not being correct. It's not worth the headache as far as I'm concerned. Well, and I know where you're coming from, Rooster. I really do, because you've already been there and done that as far as YouTube goes. But, I get the same stuff no matter what I do. So there's no real winning. I'm not worried about anyone badmouthing me, and I'm not worried about being wrong. And I'm the first one to say, I don't know anything. I'm going to be wrong. It's okay. So, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Obviously, we were just talking about this. Banana says, aging wheels made me feel like I wasn't the only crazy guy. at first, I don't know what it is that even attracted me to him. I don't know what video of his I saw first. I thought he was a little awkward, but he's really grown into his own, you know. He's got character. I thought he was a little goofy for a car guy, but hey, aren't we all? So yeah, I really like his stuff. Scott Prado dropped in right on time as usual to say aloha because he's in Hawaii right now. Must be nice. Whole ass one thing's a great life motto. Rick Rice says Mopar history, good idea. Do the research and you'll be better than anyone else on the net. Yeah, I know a lot of it, but I do not know everything. And there is always more to learn. And honestly, that's probably the point of doing it for me. I said that on the 440 build. You know, if you're not learning, isn't that the whole point? I think it is. Good night, Dan, who's drinking Alaskan Baltic Stout, 9.8%. John says, I still want to shove an Iron V10 into Dakota to be an idiot. I like where your head's at. I want to do one in an A-body. I'll do it someday. Banner says, great stream. Peace. See you later. Thanks for being here. Really appreciate it. Enjoy your Trabant. Tom keeps linking me to surplus trucks. I need to not do it. Have a great week, Banana. Dan's got a death wobble in his 3rd gen. Ugh, it's not ideal. Nighty night, Ross. You have a good one. Patrick Ramberg, good morning to you. Okay, this is good. John says Aging Wheels is Velcro shoes level goofy. And Banana says he's the light up Skechers of YouTube. And on that, I'll leave you all to it. Have a great week. Thank you very much for being here. Oh, Rooster, I think it's dinner time. I don't have time to wait. Plus, my daughter stole my phone. And Jason's out of here too. Thanks for being here, folks. I really appreciate it. Rooster, we'll get a clip of the twins next week. Sounds like a plan to me. Thank you so much, guys, for being here. Really appreciate it. Brightens up my Sunday every single time. I'll see you next week. More fun Mopar crap coming to you soon. Take it easy, and if it's really that easy, take it twice. Bye now.